Quickly, would you like to share a success story that you've had with one of your existing or past clients that you're really proud of?
I got so many of them. So actually, I'll share my first advisor that I really got to the outcome that I wanted. My goal with working with financial advisors was always how do you have the least amount of clients with enough money to fund your retirement and to live your ideal life,
Mhm.
right? So we figured that out, that number first, right?
Okay.
And so once we have that number, then we'd be like, okay, so that's what we need to get to. These are the type of ideal clients we want. And so the first time I met this gentleman, I called him. We got connected. He was like a cold lead. We talked. I started to understand his business and we identified what his ideal business was. There's a big, huge gap of where he was and where he really wanted to be. He'd been in the industry for already 20 some odd years. And I was like, well, what's the problem? Here's the problem, that needs to happen. And again, I'm a young guy that hasn't been in the financial industry, right? And I'm telling him all these things that I can see that are wrong. And he yelled at me, basically. He cursed at me, let's just say that, and eventually hung up on the phone. Right. And then he talked to his wife. Later on, I find this out, but he talked to his wife and he got up. She's like, "Why are you upset?" And he's like, "Man, this punk kid just told me who's him? He doesn't know my business and all this." And she goes, well, why are you still upset?" And he goes, she goes, is he right?" And he goes, he's right. He's right. I should be there. I should do that. And she's like, well, call the damn guy. Go do this, And so she forced him. He called me back. He's like, "Hey, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. I think you're right. Let's go ahead and move forward." Right. And then 3 years later, he built his ideal business. The guy, works 3-day work weeks,
Wow.
and he's been doing that. So it's like hearing those things, like it's just amazing to watch people achieve things beyond their beliefs, because before his belief was so stuck into that same spot that he couldn't actually see his ideal vision. He may talk about it or say it out loud, couldn't see it because it was so cloudy of those negative beliefs that stopped him through that.
Right.
And lack of focus on the activities he needed to achieve the goal that he already had the skills to do. I taught him some skills, but on the most part, I just kept tweaking the mindset and tweaking the focus and holding him accountable and then giving him business strategies to achieve the results. So that was kind of cool.
That's very nice, man.